Hello everyone, it's me, the e-bike cowboy, and for today's video, we're going to be talking about what parts work for the Talaria Mx5. So let's get to it. All these parts I'm going to mention real quick before MX Electrics takes over. All these parts can fit on your Talaria MX4s. These are like parts that can come off your MX4s and can fit on the MX5s. So far, there's not a whole lot of differences, but with the ones there is, we'll get to it. We have a dirty bike fender, an ODI number plate, some ODI grips to go along with that. We also have a Warp 9 stem lock, a Warp 9 handlebar riser, and to top it all off, Warp 9 handlebars. We also have this light bracket here that we got from Talaria Boys website, the Talaria Boys switch plate, and to go along with that, a motor cover. We've also got some dirty bike pegs and a dirty bike rear fender in white. And we also got this reupholstered seat. We also got a dirty bike mud flap and a grid shift linkage arm. We also have the Von Cat 10.5 V2 that we have been testing so far. Not mentioning the tires and the chain because I already did that, so if you want to see that video, check on the description right here. Here's MX Electric to give you more details.
Hi, this is MX Electric. So for the front of the bike, everything's really easy to put on, just like it would be on any Sur-Ron or Talaria. You got to do a little work on the front fender on Talarias to kind of shape it to where it doesn't fold under. Other than that, everything goes on perfect. You know, you don't have to do anything different than you would on your Mark IV or on a Sur-Ron. You can move your thumb regen to whatever side you want. I tried it on the right side, didn't like it. I like it a little better on the left side. Here is one of the coolest ideas. How your lid just comes right off when you unlock it. That is the smartest idea. And then with the adjustment on it to take the wobble out of the battery, it doesn't have the battery banging noise anymore. And it's so easy to get your battery in and out. I can't believe somebody didn't think of this already. This right here is just like awesome. That is just such a smart idea. And so the front of the bike, the switch plate, everything just went right on. There was no hassle. I cut the stem so I didn't have to have so many of those little washer plates. And so the other nice thing with the new Talaria is you have plenty of cable length even when you raise your handlebars up. So you don't have to worry about getting the throttle extension wire. You've got plenty, and so that's really nice. You don't have to mess with it. The seat just had redone like we do all of ours with just factory FX gripper seat cover material and had the local upholster do it. The fender I trimmed down about 2.5 inches, so if it's muddy where you're riding a lot, you might want to leave it the stock length, but it bolts right on. You don't have to do anything if you don't want. Same with the mud flap, bolts right on. That's nice. The linkage went right on. Be careful with the Motion Pro bolts that are for these, because it's like they didn't thread them enough. And even when you put a flat washer, I had one for the bottom linkage on my Mark IV strip out, and it wouldn't go on and tighten and it wouldn't come off. So I had to grind that sucker off with a carbide grinding tip. So I went back to stock bolts. So all of that fit. I had the dirty bike pegs in blue, and so the stock pegs are really good, but I had them, so I just put them on, but it's something you don't have to. Most of these parts you don't really have to do unless you want to change the color. You know, the stem lock, the stem, and the handlebar really make the most difference in the grips. It just raises the bike up. We also put the 20 millimeter spacer nuts to raise the front of the seat. That's comfortable. You know, the Talaria boys were the first ones I ever seen do that, and we've done that on all our bikes. So you have a nice flat seat, so it's not trying to push you forward. It's really comfortable. So all in all, we've measured the swing arms the same, the subframe's the same. They'll switch in and back and forth. The frame seems to be the same. The only difference really on this bike is the motor's a little more powerful, the battery's bigger, the lid, and then the forks got a bigger gap between them. So you have they're 1/2 inch wider across. and then you have different wheels and tires. Regular chain locks or the chain adjusters will not fit these because these have a bigger rear axle, and I didn't realize that until I tried to use a set of Warp 9 axle adjusters. And so those axle blocks, the axle was too big, it wouldn't go through. So you're gonna have to stick with these till somebody makes some new blocks. Warp 9, give them time. It would be nice to be able to go to a smaller wheel, so we'll see what we can do about that, because I still like either a 16 or a 17 in the back, just work better. But all in all, like we said, there's no breaker switch on this, so it's just plug it in, turn it on, hit the button and go, and that's really nice. So it's like Talaria is kind of like some of the good motorcycle companies where they don't try to reinvent the wheel, they just keep making nice little upgrades and listening to people. And little by little, it keeps getting better and better. And this thing is quick. I think personally, it would give a Ultra be about all it can handle. And it's lighter and it's more fun to ride in my book because it's not so big and heavy. If you want to ride a big heavy bike, then the Ultra B might be for you. It feels more like a motorcycle, but this thing's fast and it's quick. And so, but you keep all the lightweight. So what's not to like? Okay. I'm gone.
Quick thing to add real quick. With these tires on the street, we lost 3 miles an hour. But on the dirt, these tires, they stick on really good in the dirt and good for quick acceleration. But if you were just going to do street riding, just light trail, like I usually like to do it, I would just put a 241, no hesitation. This isn't going to be one of our street bikes. I'm going to be MX Electric's personal dirt bike. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, why don't you consider giving it a thumbs up? If you've been enjoying the content so far, why don't you consider to subscribe, and I'll see you on the trails, my amigos.